Chairshots. Get it right.
Welcome back, Wrestle Nerds. Victor Villain here. Let's see who's making their way to El Ring.
JP Savage here. Ya tú sabes.
Pretty chubby flaco. Dímelo, mi gente.
Mischief, you heard?
Hey, and the gang is here. The gang is back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Heels, Pops, and Chairshots, your favorite place to get your fix. And your fix is what you get in JP. You looking mighty extravagant, pretty chubby. Nice to see you. Mischief, always a pleasure. Y'all look nice and healthy, man. You know, y'all been eating well? Been eating good?
I'm healthy.
Healthy?
Straight. Healthy.
Banging out those push-ups.
You know, y'all look like y'all can cut some fat, though. Like, y'all look like y'all can, cut it. Cut some fat. Hit some
Yo, I got the abs working. I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about, Papa.
Did you have quinoa for lunch? Did you have quinoa for lunch?
Why did you have quinoa? There's so much other shit you can eat.
Because I had a quinoa, avocado, and bean salad.
That's disgusting. Eat real
Washboard
food.
Abs.
That's why you're stupid. You're eating all this vegetable shit. That shit got you dumb as hell.
Do you understand how you sound right now?
Yo, you eating all this quinoa.
You sound like Jim
Stop
Cornette
eating
right
quinoa.
now. You sound like Jim Cornette.
Yo, I had a piece.
You
I
are
outrageous. I had some salad.
Or are you talking like
salad? I had salad. There was like a piece of lettuce on my chicken sandwich. It was like this big. I had my salad.
Oh, you had a tomato.
There was a tomato in it too, so we good.
Remember that Ophinian story? That Ophinian story about the lettuce, the sandwich?
Yeah, right. Shout out to Ophinian.
Tune in to Shooting the Issue with Ophinian coming out soon.
Oh,
Sakara's own.
Yeah,
I miss the Shooting the Issues.
We getting them up and running.
One pop, it can't stop.
Oh, and please.
Yo, shout out to Pretty Chubby Blanco for hitting record. Yeah, you the real MVP, baby.
That's a great move right there. Yeah. But let's hit some ropes, gentlemen. That's what I was waiting for. Let's wait for the hit record. Now we can hit some ropes.
Ding, ding, ding.
Heavy hearts. This week, we lost one Shad Gaspard man to a swimming. He was swimming in the beach, right? Oh my God!
Yeah. He got stuck in a rip current with his son. Rescuers came out. He was like, "Save my son!" They grabbed his son. He got lost. Yo, it was crazy. They just found his body. Unfortunately, he has passed away. He was young. 3 days later, they found him. Yo, rip currents are no joke, baby. I got caught in a rip current once with my wife. We were out at the beach. Yo, there was mad people around. Everybody's chilling. They were like rip current posters and stuff, but like, who gives a shit, right? They're rip current posters everywhere all the time. So, the Jersey Shore, right? Same difference. So there's always rip current signs. Like, nobody's really worried about it. Blah blah blah. Yo, next thing you know, like, there's like 2 or 3 waves come, and like, I go from being nipple deep to being like way under and like being pulled back. The dude right in front of us is like, "Yo, you're in a rip current, yo. Like, you need help." Blah blah. I fucking grabbed my wife and I threw her, and it's crazy, yo. That shit is like, it happens so quick, and you're right there. Like, you feel like you're right there. Like, you're like, yo, I could swim right here. Like this, I'm like 3 feet away from the guy that's standing straight up, but I'm being sucked back, yo, and I'm fucking swimming as hard as I could, and I don't get any traction. I get tired. I'm all blown up. Can't fucking, like, now I don't know my dick from my elbow because I don't know, like, I'm tired. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you get tired, you get disoriented, you forget which side is land, right? Because, like, which way you swimming if the wave comes in. So that
was all fucked up.
Absolutely. So that moment, to know that, like, in that very last moment, like, his only thought was his son, that shit is crazy. You know, like, our thoughts go out to the
true
family.
act of a father. My God. Now the family, the poor family, gotta mourn, and it's just something tough to hear, man. Definitely sad story.
The biggest thing is, you notice now too is, how he reacted in life. Like, in that moment, he was authentic, right? I think that's what you gathered from all the praises from the moment he went missing till unfortunately they recovered his body. Like throughout the wrestling world, he was beloved. It's amazing. I didn't realize he had so many connections with so many individuals, man. It seemed like he was an amazing human being. And to the end of the line, he stood true to that. So rest in peace to him and prayers to his family right now. His son, right? Because that's the most direct impact at that point. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
Tough shit, man. Just more. Our prayers go out to the families, man, and just a tough loss.
Our condolences to the Gaspard family.
Moving on, though, gentlemen. Leo Rush has made more noise. Him and Mark Henry are at it. Mister, talk to me a minute.
So here we are, another week of drama. Who's right here? Like, who is wrong here? Leo Rush was mentioned by Mark Henry, right? He was brought up in a podcast, right? In a sense that, like, yo, Leo Rush made these comments about not having enough money. He needs to get his financial shit together, right? In essence, that's what was said by Mark Henry. Leo Rush took, understandable notice of that, and he was like, yo, fuck you, dude. Like, what you do with my money is none of your business. Now, you're publicizing your money and your financial situation, so people are going to talk about it. But Mark Henry feels so heartbroken about the fact that, like, Leo Rush didn't ask him for his help. Or he's like, yo, I asked him for help, and he was like, nah, I'm good. Yo, if he don't know, he's not going to be like, yo, help me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to be like, yo, my guy, can you, like, spot me, like, 2 G's because shit is tight? Like, I don't know you, man. You're some dude I work with.
No, but what you see, wait. That's how you see that point. But the way I look at it is that Mark Henry went up to him with the intentions of Leo Rush understanding, yo, I'm one of the black leaders in the locker room in this business, right? And is there issues happening with you? Or do you believe that it's because of race? I got you. Like, are you not getting this opportunity, right? And Leo Rush is like you said, I don't know you. But he's young in the game when it comes to that. Did not understand what he was trying to ask him, right? And that's why he was dismissive.
Then I don't think Mark Henry, as a leader, did a good enough job of conveying the message he meant to convey. If Leo Rush did not understand that Mark Henry was on his team, on his side, at the moment that conversation took place, then Mark Henry did not do a good job of establishing himself as everybody's leader. You understand? Like, what I'm trying to get at? Like, Leo Rush did not feel compelled to be like, hey, dude I work with, like, who's got some pull around here, but I feel enough of a connection to be like, hey, spot me money, or I think this is racist, or I think.
But what?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mark Henry's coming in, like, at this point, like, as an alumnus, as one of the coaches, right? He's not a performer anymore at this point when this conversation is taking place. So yeah, he doesn't have that connection with Mark Henry to keep it as real as that. That probably plays a role, but I just think he didn't have enough time to convey his motive because he was dismissed.
You think so?
Right?
Well, yeah, that's not
what
even.
It sounds like.
That's not even.
I hate that point.
Because if it would have just ended there, then it ended there. But then Mark Henry's got to talk about it. Like,
I think Leo Rush is why we're all talking about it. I think it's and I think Leo was the first one to be. I think he's the first one that goes something like, "Oh, I don't talk to strangers." Blah, blah, like and like that. Like, come on, man. Like, you lost right there with me. Like, as soon as right there, like, because it was going good, but then like he went there with that. He took it there. I was just like, damn.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, you don't gotta go in that direction either, right? Like, you don't gotta be such a dickhead that you're like, oh, I don't talk to strangers. Mark Henry is no stranger.
But see, that's a problem. That's a problem with Leo Rush, that he doesn't check his ego at the door, and he thinks that he's too big when he's not. Like,
that's
dude, you're nobody.
That's why I can see it going that way. Like, maybe Mark Henry was more trying to help and be that leader, but I can understand. Yeah, it's not gonna work if clearly you didn't get that through to him. He didn't get that memo.
Right, but like the real mark of a leader, like you, my bad, JP, real quick, but like like the real mark of a leader, like you got to understand your clientele, and like there's dudes that are not going to be receptive the first time you come out, right? Like the first time you step out as a leader and you're like, yo, you need something? 9 times out of 10, that person's gonna be like, nah, dude, I'm good. You're like, yo, I'm here for you though. You walk away, right? And then next time you see him, you're like, yo, if you need anything, right? It takes a couple times. So I don't know the fucking finer details of all of this.
Right,
but
right.
Now
we're
talking about lawsuits, right? Apparently, Mark Henry, who likes to talk about his leadership, I find a lot, right? And he's got like this delegation, the black leadership in pro wrestling, right? That kind of has like this behind the scenes influence, the Illuminati of sorts. And there's lawyers involved. And perhaps if Lio Rush has more to say, he might hear from one of them. I don't know, man. I think that's fucked up. Like yo, like that's leadership.
You don't think he's kind of bad mouthing Mark Henry, man? Or like you don't think he's kind of like taking his name and
no, because I don't think Lio Rush really said anything out of pocket. He was dismissive. He was like you could say disrespectful because he was dismissive, but he was never like Mark Henry's a piece of shit or whatever. Right. He was just like, yo, I don't gotta deal with that, or I don't want to get involved with that, or I don't talk to strangers, right?
So in a way, it's kind of like Henry's scooping down to the lows of taking it into those hands. Like it got to go there.
I think it's at this point that Mark Henry's kind of like talking, like, yo, I try to help him out. And look at where he's at now. If he would have listened to me, this shit would have been avoided. You know what I mean? That's kind of what he's saying right now. That's what he's saying. Because the reality is he got let go, and he's been talking. He's been out there. A lot of conversations have happened, and he didn't have the prettiest locker room relationship. But you know what? I'm appalled at the fact that we're really surprised about the fact that industry built on egos and being that persona that you want them to be kind and compassionate and understanding and like that yo, it's crazy to me how much we see of that in going to events and really immersing yourselves into this professional wrestling world. There's many great people, right? Selfless people, but that's not to be expected. You expect the Miz to be a wonderful person?
Yo,
do you expect the Undertaker to fucking bake you brownies?
You know who's a wonderful
baking
person?
with Taker.
The owners of CZW. Did you hear about that motherfucking whole episode? Yo, it was like a fiasco, dude.
Talk to me.
So Lou Fisto came out, and she was like going off on CZW because they sold the rights. This dude DJ Hyde, apparently, right? He's like the owner. If I'm wrong, well then fuck it, I said something wrong. But he's like the owner, right? The head of this shit, and he apparently sold the rights to their footage to be used for softcore porn. So, like, there are women's matches that are on porn tapes, like marketed in a certain kind of way, right? That makes these women like look really, really bad.
Is it something that was recorded intended for those purposes, or something that wasn't intended for that and they're marketing it now as
B? Right?
Wow.
It wasn't recorded for that purpose, but now that the rights were sold, they're using it, and CZW is like, yo, it's not my problem. So CZW is like, yo, whatever. But now, like, all these little stories about CZW are coming out, like dirt, how they were like, yo, we only book people we want to fuck, and la-da-da, and like, yo, we say the N-word here, and chaos.
wow.
That sucks to hear. I mean, I didn't know any of that, right? Like, so the fact that it's out is great, right? Like, fucking let's all find out about that shit. It just sucks because CZW is a big player. Like, it's a pretty decent sized player. Like, especially in Jersey, right? Like,
most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely stand up, Jersey. Damn, but for it to take a blow like this is something that
a lot of wrestlers came out.
Hey, change the course of things.
For what,
and speaking of courses of things, and yo, this is becoming like a really dark fucking week of
Yo,
news because,
this week is tough.
speaking of dark, it happened. We got it. El
The
último.
dark side of the ring.
The season finale of the last episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Owen Hart, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, how do we feel about this? Who wants to start us off?
I will start off by saying that it was such a touching episode. Like, that shit got me. It was a tearjerker for sure.
It was a what jerker?
Tough. A
Yeah.
tearjerker.
Oh, I thought it was something else. But yeah, me too, I guess.
No, you're talking about the CZW videos. That's something else.
No, those are matches, man. It's,
Oh, they were matches. I didn't look at them as a match.
yeah, all right.
You know, this is I unfortunately didn't actually see him fall. I remember I was watching the pay-per-view
Nobody.
and I looked away, and then like, you know what I mean, it had just happened and I missed it. But I remember like the silence. I remember seeing the crowd, like them trying to explain it, and then you never heard anything else. The story has never been talked about. Brett was very limited in information he gave and how he felt about the matter. You know what I mean? So this is the first time we get to like touch on this and get some facts and get
Right.
perspectives of even like fucking JR, who had to fucking announce to the world after just hearing it that Owen Hart died.
That in particular, JP, really struck me because I that's a part of the scenario I didn't even realize, right? How he was talking about the king and how the king went back and then he came back and he was Ash White, and then they show the footage where like, yo, Lawler just sits down and that's when they just went live and he just got told 9 seconds ago. So like, King didn't process it, JR didn't process it. Like he's just like, yo.
And he says it how he was told was crazy. He goes, did you hear? Did you hear? No. Yeah, he died. And you're on in 10, 9,
Yeah.
8. And
the crazy part about it is too is like, yo, he had just died. Like the accident happened and JR was covering dead air the entire time.
Yeah.
He was talking to talk and like, you know, with no direction, nothing. Like, I personally, like, before going into this episode, I understood in sports the show goes on. I even did some research for this. I looked up boxing, right? Because I feel like when you look at fatalities in sports, boxing is one of those sports where you've seen that situation occur time and time again. Maybe UFC as well. But interestingly enough, not many boxers actually die in the ring. They die based on, you know, injuries in the ring, but on the way to the hospital, in the locker room. Like, people actually dying on the canvas doesn't happen as often as we think. It's a small percentage. Wow. So for me, that's why I was confused, because in my mind, I'm like, why does those shows go on, right? If we know somebody went to the hospital and they died, why does that show go on in boxing and UFC? Why does it happen in football? Right? Why does it happen in basketball? Like, why does the show go on? And the difference is that they don't die right there in that moment. We have a situation where it was a freak accident, and the man died in the ring. And you know why I'm telling you he died in the ring? If you look at D'Lo Brown, when he's trying to explain how the condition that he saw Owen in, when he's being carted away, and in the way his wife reacted to it when she saw him, like, that means his neck was fucking broken and cracked and to the side. Like,
yo, Godfather,
he was bigger.
Blue, dude.
Blue.
Black and blue.
Yeah.
His wife didn't recognize him only because of his hair. That's the only thing she could recognize him.
Yeah, she has a fear.
Like, so that's where now I understand the hatred, that particular section of the Hart family.
The fucking floorboard on the ring, bro.
The Hart family? No, it was mostly Martha.
Bro,
some of the Hart family was against her.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said. That little portion of the Hart family, right?
Right.
That was a whole. That's a whole nother conversation, right?
Damn.
But, yo, like, the fact that Vince said, yo, show will go on when a man's blood is on the canvas, the floorboard is broken, and he died in the ring. I understand it was a pay-per-view, but you were already degrading this talent enough by fucking making him go through this Blue Blazer bullshit, and then you're gonna do that.
Yo, and another thing, Jericho brings up a great point. if Owen Hart would have lived
Oh,
another
man.
year or so, he would have entered like his perfect era, right?
With
He
the
would have
talent
been
that came in.
the talent that came in. He would have faced each and every one as the WWE talent. You know what I mean? Like,
Hart
oh, this
Guerrero,
is the
bro.
invasion. And I'm the one that can fight it off. You know what I mean? Like that would have
Owen
been the
Hart
perfect
Guerrero,
role.
bro.
Yo,
Owen
dog.
Hart Guerrero, bro. Owen Hart Kurt Angle.
Crazy. He could have
Jesus.
had bangers with Malenko. He
What
could
if-
have done
what
shit. Yo,
if-
Perry Saturn is mad underrated. He's fucking amazing. Like
Perry
those
Saturn-
those two. I bet you put Perry Saturn and fucking Owen Hart in a match, and that match would have been fucking killer. Killer.
Crazy. Do y'all
No
feel
storyline.
like
No storyline whatsoever.
do y'all
That
feel like
match-
everybody kind of played their role in this though?
In what
I
sense?
mean, like, I don't know, and it's hard to fucking say because everything that you just said, JP, is just it screams like negligence and all that shit, and it the morale of Vince McMahon, but everybody wears different shoes, right?
Right.
They said that Vince changed it to Connecticut to save money on, or what was it? Not money.
So that he couldn't be sued on damage.
He can't pay her on damages or some shit, right? Specific damages for insurance thing. Leverage.
that's
The
what it's all
maniacal genius that this man is to have a conscience to be thinking of something like that during a time like that.
Well.
It's a strategy he used.
I'm sure he's not unadvised. Like he's a $1 billion man.
Oh.
People advise him. People
Yeah,
tell him
absolutely.
this is what you need to do with your money because you're being sued. Like
Right.
that. Like he was advised. So
Isn't,
this,
I think-
isn't it
I think-
isn't it a known fact that Vince McMahon has like over 10 lawyers?
Probably.
I
don't doubt
Sometimes
that.
he gets sued,
Just
too.
have to be
But-
right.
but-
with
what you
all
need
the
to
things he's
realize
done.
is what you need to realize is that, and I think Dark Side of the Ring has done an excellent job of portraying this. And I don't even know if it was on purpose. To be honest, it's just based on the stories that we have and how immersed Vince McMahon is in the history of professional wrestling. Right? That he's always gonna do what's best for business. Look at the whole Snooker situation.
Yeah. Business
Right?
first.
Look at the Fabulous Moolah situation.
Business first.
Stories that were going on about what she was doing, how she was handling business with the women's division. Still put the championship on her, right?
business is business.
He
Yo, people
does
do
what's
dirty
best
shit.
for business.
Crazy
And it's
shit.
crazy. It makes me
Crazy
question
raw
of
shit.
like his morals and like how he goes about doing certain things. I'm like, should we be watching this product if this is the way that the top of the top lives their life?
That
It's a
might
lot of
be
questions,
where it goes. That might be where it goes sooner or later,
questions.
man. And speaking of,
And-
should we watch the product? What the hell have we been watching? What's bumping this week, gentlemen? Might we start with SmackDown?
Do you want to? Do you want
One
to start with SmackDown?
is a very strong word, and it takes commitment, no, and sacrifice. That's the thing. That's the
What are you trying to
sacrifice.
say? What are you trying to say, Vic?
I'm trying to
You trying to
say
talk about
the Intercontinental Championship tournament
On SmackDown?
continues on SmackDown.
Yo, Mischief, your mic is popping like a motherfucker.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yo, I was like, I hear
like
something.
popcorn.
Is that better?
It's popping
yo.
over there.
Vic,
I think you
trying
gotta
to talk about
miss
SmackDown
it.
right now?
I think you gotta sit on your mic and it might work.
Vic, you trying to talk about SmackDown?
Just like
Smacking
your
that
mom
down.
sat on this last night.
Yeah, I rather have the clear eye guy fucking read me a bedtime story, bro. Skip
For
that
clear
shit, man.
eyes. Man entertaining that guy is. Shout out
Mami
to him.
llegó tu tiburón.
Wow. Okay. Well, there's a couple of things, right? Like, what did we get out of that Smack? Right, we got the Intercontinental Championship.
One big thing,
That's right.
I like Elias's big win over Corbin. I'm gonna give you that. I didn't see that coming. I thought
That's just a
Corbin
match.
was riding the high horse. Yeah, definitely a great
Right.
match.
We also got
I didn't say
Drew
great.
Gulak.
I said decent.
Anytime Elias gets over for me is great.
Great.
Oh, no.
Great.
Elias was the problem. It's always Corbin. It's always Corbin. Ask the
Fact,
Cardinals
fact.
about that shit.
But we got
Ooh.
the Cardinals making an appearance,
Speaking of
motherfucker.
problems, Drew Gulak has some problems. My man,
Yeah.
no longer contracted with the E and loses in this tournament against
You
Daniel
made that
Bryan.
shit. TD, you say he never contracted the E? What? He said
He
what?
never contracted the STD.
So now the
Well,
Gulak
they
brothers are
truly
free agents.
And Drew
Yeah.
Gulak is part of that. Drew Gulak is part of that 28.8 million that just filed for unemployment this past week.
Yo, I just got my money, 5 centavos. Hey, me limpio el culo.
That's sucks.
The final two matches are gonna be AJ Styles and Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Are we excited about this?
That's all right.
Murr.
I'm all right.
Murr. Speaking of aight,
That's gonna be fun, Jeff Hardy, but not against Sheamus. Like I don't want to see Jeff Hardy and Sheamus.
Well, that's why.
well, they had a
Well, that's
film.
why I'm like,
Isn't that an ongoing feud right now that they're having?
Yeah, he's upset that we keep talking about Jeff Hardy. So I don't think we should keep talking about Jeff Hardy. Otis and Braun Strowman teaming up. Anybody thought Otis was cashing in here besides 5-year-olds everywhere?
That shit was so dumb. I don't know what to make of all of this. I don't know if I like this or not. This whole Otis.
I think we gotta forget that he has that briefcase, and then he will think about cashing in. Let it
my
die
God.
out.
bro, they can't cash in before they have fans.
Yeah, they have
Right.
to have the audience to get that
Yo,
power.
right.
Otis is the hottest shit on SmackDown right now. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts on
It's true.
facts. They got
And
much
it's 'cause
there.
of
We
man-
struggle with that guy.
Mandy.
He was in the main event.
It was.
Speaking of main event, one main eventer on Raw, one Seth Rollins. Ooh, he's not very happy with the James E. Cornette, guys. What happened here? Pretty chubby.
Well, first and foremost, he wasn't happy about all the congratulations. You saw what he did to Rey Mysterio.
yes.
Surprisingly, he turned babyface when it came to Jim Cornette.
Well, because that shit got
Yo,
real.
yo.
Jim Cornette don't know when to shut the fuck up. Like, I know he's a worker and he's always gonna be a worker, and like everything he says is a work. Everything, Jim Cornette, everything he says is a work. It's a work. Even the fucking Owen Hart.
It's for
Dark-
relevancy. I'm
It's-
pretty sure it's
Yeah.
to stay relevant.
But
Yeah.
It's for
but you know
fucking-
what?
It's for leverage.
You know, in our entire experience with Jim Cornette, what we realize and understand now more than ever is the need for a publicist. So that's why I'm starting a GoFundMe page for Jim Cornette to hire him a publicist,
Go
because
fuck
this
you,
man is too essential to professional wrestling to be so fucking stupid. Like, just let it go. Why?
Nah.
Damn,
Why?
Jimmy.
Fuck 'em.
Damn, Jimmy
Yo,
Cornette.
fuck them. Yeah,
Va a
fuck 'em.
seguir.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, no
It's
nice
just
things, bro.
sad He's
Well,
like that
he put it
racist
past
neighbor
him quickly.
that you gotta go to because they do your taxes and shit. Like, you know,
Yo,
that's
you
Jim
need
Cornette.
another tax man. Dog. Like, you don't got to deal with that.
Well,
I mean,
Yo,
that
but
was like
you
30
heard-
years ago.
and deal
Yo, but
with
you
that,
heard-
he did not. Seth Rollins didn't even deal with that shit. He put
But
that
you
shit to
heard
the
PCI?
side.
Yo, but you heard the vulgar shit that he said, though, that Jim Cornette said about Becky Lynch? He's like, quote, "What would you do if your wife came home and said, instead of making $1 million next year, I'm going to basically just be a ragging bitch for the next 9 months and then give you more shit to worry about around the house?"
Yo, I'm real
Yo.
mad. You said a
Come.
ragging bitch instead of
Come
a
on.
raging you fucking
Okay.
litter bastard.
I think ragging bitch is a lot worse.
You know what I mean, bro.
No rag
But,
bitches around here.
It's because your mom
But
sat on
I-
my face and I have a problem with my
yeah,
tongue
my
right
mom
now.
sat on your
Yo.
face. She should have taught you how
so
to
now I ask you,
dumb bitch.
Pretty Chubs, I ask you, what's worse, what you just said or
Or herpes.
this? How stupid do you have to get knocked up when you're the champion? Here's a fact. 10 out of 10 mothers will try to convince you that pregnancy didn't ruin their careers. You're trying to tell me Becky Lynch becomes the longest reigning champion
Oh, we're doing this. We're doing the whole thing.
and throws that all away to house a miserable parasite?
You don't fucking read either, bro.
You get the deal. You get
Yo,
the
hit
deal.
JP.
It's slower.
Hit JP with the button. Hit JP with the button.
It was the video. It was the video. But what was worse? What was worse?
I know what was worse. You tell me, motherfucker. You were talking.
Fuck Jim Cornette, bro. That irrelevant ass motherfucker.
Because at least we know. At least we know. With Shayna is a work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, did you guys hear what Jim Cornette said about Dana Brooke a few days ago as well? Where he said that Dana Brooke looked like her face was lit on fire and that somebody put it out with an axe. Come on, bro. What's wrong with this dude?
So
Yo,
Seth Rollins doesn't waste no time in getting over this bullshit because
If nothing else,
he can't deal with it anymore.
creative, all right?
Yeah, well, he does the damn thing and starts saying, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go out and recruit motherfuckers." So he got himself a new hired gun. Talk to me a minute, guys. We like this stable. He's creating this gang of disciples.
So Austin Theory gets dropped like hot shit by Zelina Vega, and now Austin Theory is part of
Queen.
What is part of what? What is this that Seth Rollins is doing? What is the name of this?
The apostle.
The congregation. Like, what's popping?
The constipation.
Sensor 2.0.
It's the Messiah.
But he is the
He is the
Messiah.
Messiah.
What are they? The
Sheep.
congregation?
Apostles.
His apostles? It's a shame that AOP got fucked up.
Let's talk Bobby Lashley. Let's talk
Why?
Bobby Lashley.
Why? We were doing so well.
I'd rather shit in my hands and clap.
Wow.
In the pandemic.
Moving on.
I'd rather shit on my hands and clap.
Moving on. The
Look back,
Iconics
mouth
return.
So,
And they're back. Are
so
they
it's
back
clear
to the strap,
Lana's
guys? Or are they gonna fucking?
it's clear Lana's out, right?
Hold on, I do like the fact that MVP exists for this. I think this is going to be a good role
He
for
makes
him.
a difference. He makes a difference.
I think so. Yeah.
I think and we mentioned a couple weeks ago, like Drew McIntyre he has a strap now. Who are you gonna give to Drew McIntyre to add to his reign? You need legitimate like wrestlers.
Yeah. This works.
Hey, Bobby Lashley, that's you fit for that. Go ahead, yo. Let Mr.
Para
Turtle
algo sirve.
Yeah, let him rock. I'm okay with that as long as MVP is involved.
Definitely Lana gotta go.
Yeah.
Though.
We don't want.
I don't want to see
we don't-
Lana there no more. Suelta
Lana's
eso.
done, bro. Divorce is in the mail.
Yeah. Free agency, huh? Love it. Gotta love it. Good shit. Good shit.
And
Well-
speaking about good shit,
Don't mention
let's
the
jump onto our
Iconics.
favorite night of the week,
Diablo.
Wednesday night.
Damn, you just killed all the end of Raw. Like you just killed the whole end of Raw.
Chop it off. I'm
Before-
winning, though.
Chop
I'm
it
so
off.
with-
Before we go to Wednesday, I just want to mention Tuesday.
Tuesday.
NWA,
¿Qué pasó?
JP, you mentioned Tuesday because I'm about to throw PCF into that questionable bay.
Ooh, which bay?
The questionable one.
Baby.
NWA Carney.
What's that, yo? I didn't see it. What
¿Qué
is
pasó?
that?
¿Qué pasó?
So essentially, NWA is doing the responsible thing, the
Okay.
logical thing. They're not making their wrestlers go into the ring and wrestle, putting themselves in danger and exposing themselves and others, etc. No, they're deciding, you know what? Let's create content from our own homes, and
Where
they're
have I
giving
heard that?
freedom and liberty to their talent to produce something that they wouldn't do on a regular basis.
So in
explore
other words,
opportunities, and create
In other
content.
words, they're pulling a page out of SNL because isn't that what SNL is doing right now?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Even though, unfortunately, I'm a big SNL fan and it's not been great. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing.
True,
And
true.
we're saying the same thing about wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Very
But
true.
NWA took it a different direction. They decided to create this hour that we're used to right now, and they're giving us something different. Fucking Eli Drake has his own podcast now that NWA is funding. And you look for that
Yeah.
route. Yeah. Fucking Allison Kay gives
Oh,
an excellent demonstration of what it is to shoot a promo,
College. She takes you
and
to
she was fucking
college.
killing it.
Yes. Carney
Yes,
College.
yes, yes. A
Shout
lot
out to
of
Carney
great,
College.
great, great segments. Siggy Dice was being the scoundrel and sleaze
Yo.
bag that he
See.
is.
Yo, what's
Television
what's Thunder
title holder.
what's Thunder Rosa doing these days?
Well, after shooting the ish with the bad guys, her career had just gone,
Through
and
the roof,
she
man.
is currently what?
Man busy
Lip.
after that interview.
she's the
We put the,
champion.
we sprinkled
She's the
fireworks on her.
motherfucking
Yeah, man.
champion.
You know with the
And
rocket
she's
strap.
gonna remain the champion. She about to be the NWA longest reigning champion because of quarantine, baby. That's right.
Shout out to quarantine.
Shout outs to quarantine.
Shout out to
Someone
Yeah.
else had a Tuesday.
NXT.
Wait, just real quick. Someone else
Impact.
had a Tuesday. Impact had a
Ooh.
Tuesday. But more importantly than
Ooh.
anything else is someone else whose career has taken off since being on Shooting the Ish. Welcome to the Bay Area, baby. Chris
Oh baby. Oh
Bay.
baby.
All right.
A boy.
Also,
Let's
a
not forget
Peter,
Falaba.
who we also put on
Yo,
Shooting the
Fala
Ish.
doing his
Oh!
thing. Him and TJ
Who?
Perkins.
Alaba, Cody Deaner,
Falaba. Cody
Ace
Deaner.
Austin.
Ace Austin, baby.
Shout out to
The-
PTS villain.
The man that stole my gimmick.
Yeah, yo, what's up with that? We're just name dropping for no reason. I had nothing else to say. I just wanted to say Chris Bay and all these.
Rip
Well,
Rogers.
Speaking of Pretty Chubby's gimmick, why don't we hump to Wednesday?
Whoa, whoa,
Yes,
whoa.
sir.
The heck?
NXT. How we feeling about
NXT.
carrying Cross running through the damn competition?
I don't know how I feel about
Tommaso Ciampa and Cross. We're getting it.
NXT in your house. How we feeling about that?
I don't want these motherfuckers to
Oh.
fight in my house. Tear
So,
that shit
so
up.
I was a little bit perplexed. I was in a bit of a conundrum, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did
Spell
not
it.
know whether I was gonna tune into NXT at all
Can't spell it.
after experiencing
Uh-oh.
Dark Side of the Ring Owen Hart edition. It was hard. I was like, wow,
Oh.
how can I really support this right now? I struggled, folks. I struggled, but it was because of you, the people, that I didn't watch NXT and I tuned straight into AEW, baby.
Soy gordito.
I had to listen. I'm an addict to WWE, and I had to tap into my fix, and I had to catch NXT because NXT is my favorite part of the product, in all of its entirety. NXT is my favorite thing to watch during the week, and they always deliver. Karrion Kross, sorry, and Tommaso Ciampa. Ooh.
That's gonna be
in
fun.
my house. In
The
my
only
house?
thing in my
Are
house.
you telling me Scarlett's gonna be in my house? Scarlett's gonna be in my house.
Yeah.
Yo, stop just microphone, dog. You keep rattling that shit.
Cameraman.
I just it's a little soon. I would have liked to see him build a little steam with some more jobber-esque kind of lower tier before I got Tommaso
Yes.
Ciampa.
So are you
Yeah,
talking
you know-
about
you know
Raw and
what?
SmackDown? Because isn't that what NXT guys do when they moved over to Raw and SmackDown?
Yes.
And this is what separates NXT from Raw and SmackDown, where NXT gives you those straight, the greatest feuds that they can give you at the moment.
I guess that's
'Cause-
true. But,
Yeah, because Raw and SmackDown does not work like that, man.
but after
And to push on that, like Tommaso himself bigged them up. You say you're one of the top tier talent just walking into this motherfucker. Like he called it right there.
Right.
So like that's
Yep.
why you get Tommaso Ciampa. Because this man's the
Mhm.
main eventer.
all right,
They
but
recognize the real is
storytelling.
real.
Okay, that's fair. But storytelling wise, like after Ciampa won, what then?
A lot of interesting stories. Adam Cole, you have Velveteen Dream,
You got
Ooh.
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee.
Ooh,
He's
Keith
gonna
Lee,
be
I'd
there
lo-
soon.
Keith Lee,
Right?
I'd love to
Johnny
see.
Gargano's coming somewhere down the road.
Damian
I don't
Priest.
care for that. I don't care for Damian Priest.
Finn
Man,
Balor?
Riddle.
No, I think Damian Priest
Finn
got
Balor?
shoes to fill.
Finn Balor,
Balor.
Riddle.
Riddle maybe.
You
a little
got
bit more.
Dexter
Walter.
Loomis
Dexter
versus Karrion
Loomis.
Cross.
That's
versus
a
Karrion
main
Cross.
event takeover. That's a main event takeover.
Facts.
There you go.
And
That's
they
the thing
had
about
a
it.
banger, yo.
Not right now,
Show
but soon.
this week.
Because Loomis had a nice fucking little segment this week too, where the Undisputed Era was gonna fucking they stomped on him and he just
Yeah, he's
kept
looking good. He
going,
was
you
looking
know?
good against Roderick
Roderick
Strong.
Strong.
Came out and made the
Yeah.
save. So yeah, it was
This
dope.
was one of the better NXTs in some time, and that's saying a lot because I thought NXT has been good
Last
for a
week
while.
was Fuego,
Yeah.
though.
But
was better.
this one, because of the amount of characters and storyline that it carried, Shotzi Blackheart was able to like cut a promo. There were a bunch of
Shout out
promos. There were a bunch of
That's
vignettes.
the whole
There were a
segment
bunch of
pack.
interviews. I really liked that. I thought that it was a good flow. They had backstage brawls with Thatcher and Riddle. Like they established a heat
Word.
there. You know, they did a really good job of like not everything being in the ring.
Yes.
I like how it was distributed. Like NXT was paced very well.
A better utilization of airtime. You know, like the Shotzi
yeah.
background story. I think that was phenomenal. Like, why don't we do that more about more athletes, right?
Yeah,
get
that
to know
that
them.
vignette was dope.
She cut a
That was
promo
dope.
on the entire NXT roster, the women's roster. That's crazy.
Word.
On a
Trip
10.
Cassidy shooting ish. Trip Cassidy.
Trip Cassidy.
His boo highlighting
His
NXT.
boo.
Holla. That was dope. It was dope. I know NXT.
I want more
like
of that.
I said, NXT is my favorite. My favorite. And they produce quality show time at the time. But yo, AEW did work too.
Oh, you
had some
definitely
work
will
too.
get there, but La Princesa, the Queen, actually.
Who's the queen?
Charlotte Flair made an appearance too. She jumped Rhea Ripley. Cut up that match, the main event
So-
at the end.
Charlotte 3 show Flair. Right?
How you feel
she
about
was on
that?
SmackDown challenging Sasha Banks. She was on Raw defeating Ruby Riott. She's earning that paycheck.
So
Hey,
now
are you
she's
talking
number
about
one, right?
Big? Are you talking that you're surprised that the daughter of the icon, the legend, the multi-time Hall of Famer, who defended his title in all different continents, baby? Because he even defended his title in the motherfucking Dominican Republic.
I fucking
Versus
knew
Jack
it. I
Veneno.
fucking knew
You're
it.
surprised? You're surprised that she's on all 3 different shows?
I
She's
would
the
have gotten
best
up, but I'm
sliced
not wearing
bread,
any
baby.
pants.
She spreads like butter. That's Andrade. Let's go.
I fucking knew that was coming. I knew it. But
There's no podcast,
That's
no
Jack
research.
Veneno.
I don't have to look this up nowhere. There's no podcast nowhere that has brought up Jack Veneno. There's no podcast in DR that brought up Jack Veneno as much as we have. I've done absolutely no
the
research.
HBO documentary on Jack Veneno
Jack
does
Veneno,
not bring up Jack
son.
Veneno as much as
Listen, let me
Little
direct.
Johnny
let-
Venenito. He's on the podcast. And
What I'm
he's
gonna
never
need-
brought up
I'm gonna need
Jack Veneno.
all the fans out there to reach out to their local representatives. We need to get Jack Veneno Way installed soon. The man is an icon. Who we gonna cheer? No way, Jose. No way, Jose.
Joaquinito doesn't even mention him, bro.
I cheer for
You know,
Buddy
we
Bell.
need
You know what I mean?
we need to cheer guys like Vanguard 1. You know, in memory of Vanguard 1, we are mourning the loss of him last week where Floyd, some guy named Floyd comes around and in his first debut week gets to take out Vanguard 1. What kind of shit is that? But
It was a
I
carrying
read-
cross push.
I'm definitely ready for Double or Nothing, gentlemen. How are you guys watching? What are you doing? Can you wait? Can you wait? Are we excited?
This
What's going on here?
episode,
I'm excited as hell for this shit.
They could have given us a quarantine budget deal.
yo, this episode was one of the best episodes of Dynamite. I thought NXT and Dynamite really fucking did a great job this week. Both paced very well. They both had like little vignettes, little things. AEW was more focused on obviously the pay-per-view, so there was a little bit more action. But
As I'm watching, I'm literally thinking, I can't wait to ask you fuckers, how do you feel? First, let me start off. with John Moxley, real quick. John Moxley. Remember that guy Dean Ambrose?
No.
Can you guys tell me anything
neither.
different besides their attires right now?
No.
Other
What's
than
the
Moxley
difference?
and Ambrose's attire, what's the difference here?
That the company lets him do whatever he wants now. That's the difference. That he
Or
doesn't have to
say-
say
or
stupid
say-
shit.
Or say what he wants, because not for nothing, I was asking myself this question, but as I saw Moxley on the mic this week, it kind of put it into perspective, because yeah, he probably wouldn't say what he said and how he said it over in WWE, and it would probably be less entertaining. It'll probably take from that.
But he wrestles the same way. He walks around the same way. He's got the
Beats up
same.
the people the same way.
Yeah.
I don't see him much difference other than he has the creative freedom to say what he wants, and that does give him a little boost. +5.
Yo, JP taking a picture. Gang. Yeah, we are here.
Gang.
Yo, motherfucker. We're recording live. This guy's taking a picture like a rookie. Look at
Are
this
we
guy.
recording?
Speaking of rookie, how do we feel about Marco's stunt, guys?
Yucca. That guy.
Is that the
guy almost
little,
got
is
killed.
that the little ma- is that the little man that we take out of our drinks when we're playing King?
Take out the
Before we-
guys.
Before we take a drink?
Ooh, we should play Kings.
Okay.
We should get together and live stream us playing Kings.
Let's do
I'm not
it.
I don't want it. I don't want it right now.
You
Like,
guys
now
will
right
get so trash.
Can't.
I think Memorial Day weekend is a perfect time to play some motherfucking Kings.
But this guy.
Are any moms available this weekend?
This guy, bro.
Hey.
You and your mom. This guy, you have mamiti.
Well,
Yo, they know how to throw it
foremost,
down in the
first and
kitchen and the bedroom, all right?
let's talk about
Stunt,
MJ.
when they said he's 120 pounds,
That's a lie.
I was like, God damn.
He is not 120
Goddamn.
pounds.
I was
He's like-
9 the last time I weighed 120 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
So,
that's a lie. He's not 120 pounds, yo. He's like 98 pounds. There's no
it's
way.
even worse.
He's
But-
got like
but-
30
but-
at
pounds
least
of
he
hair.
doesn't weigh.
But you know why it worked? Do you understand why it worked? Because you put Marco Stunt out against MJF and allowed a heel to be a motherfucking heel, to
Right.
be a bully.
No.
And he did a
Right.
phenomenal job.
He barely
Yo,
did much,
he do-
and he got so over on that match, bro.
He doesn't,
Crazy.
need to,
Yep.
he doesn't need to do anything. He is a quintessential heel. Yo, if you listen to Shooting the Ish with Cortez, bro, you're gonna learn. You don't need to do shit
Yo.
as a heel.
Yo, we can't
I
have
love
no nice
you.
things, yo. Not one nice thing. We have one nice thing and we won't stop talking about it. Yo, who is this? The future owner of the TN Championship was on this show, shooting the ish. How about that? How about that, man, bitch?
Talk to me, old school. How we feeling about Arn Anderson? Oh, but listen, Arn Anderson.
Old school, where you at?
Arn Anderson is
Old school se
finally
quedó en el
getting
bingo
back
hall.
to weekly wrestling television, and old school's nowhere to be found.
Oh, it sucks.
Bro,
Because this segment was so hot, bro. It was dope as hell.
What?
when you have two
Everybody
old-timers
here
like Arn
wants to
Anderson,
see Jake and Anderson right now.
Right.
Like,
Right.
JP.
you have Arn Anderson and Jay going at it. You have Arn Anderson calling out Jake the Snake Roberts for doing DDP yoga. Like, yo, you gotta love it. Yo, they were
Yo,
about to
for
scuffle.
real.
Yo,
Shout out to
y'all keep
Russian
telling me
Twitter.
nah,
YouTube.
but I'm gonna tell you, they gonna fight. They gonna fight outside the ring, double or nothing. I'm
Oh, I'm
telling you,
down.
you know why? These motherfuckers are cranky. It's fucking, we're in a pandemic right now. Can't leave their houses. The only time they
Oh
leave
my
is to
God.
record.
Like, oh my god.
Yo, they're gonna go at it. It's gonna be off the script. I'm telling you. Who's gonna stop them? Ain't no security.
Yo,
You
what
think
the
you think they
fury?
you think they pop a blue chew before they go at it?
Oh man.
Oh, for sure.
They gonna
Yo, what
need
is
it.
this? CZW? Fucking sell
Listen,
that shit?
listen. Jake the Snake popped up Blue Chew before Brandy Rhodes last week. So
Oh.
He said he
What
couldn't
if-
wait to get back and bump into her again.
What did you?
Yo,
Oh man,
that
what?
segment
Yo, she's
is
36
exactly that segment is exactly why we need to have managers again, right? Think about how many times like we get this flat ass storyline, right? Think about this. Like Cody Rhodes is a really good wrestler, right? Lance Archer is a really good wrestler, but right now by themselves they haven't done anything for this feud, right? Like they've done very little for this feud individually, right? The
They
load
didn't really have to.
and that's the thing. The load of the work was carried by the managers, right? The promotional
Right.
efforts of this match were really carried by Jake Roberts and fucking Arn Anderson's work. Well, now Arn Anderson, right? But Brandy last week, you know? So that's brilliant because part of the reason that we hate what happens in the WWE is because we see the guy so often having to do everything, right? They've created this really compassionate Cody Rhodes story that we've been following for weeks and weeks and weeks leading up to this moment. Arn Anderson's got his own reputation. But now, no matter what happens, Arn Anderson could play something completely out of pocket and it's because he snapped, not affecting Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? It could cost Cody Rhodes the match, not cost him the match, blah, blah, blah. Cody Rhodes doesn't lose any skin off his back. There's no fucking detriment to his character. Arn Anderson looks bad, whatever. He could recover because he's a manager. Same shit for Jake the Snake and Lance Archer.
Wow.
So the managers soften the blow for everybody taking a loss. You know? It's brilliant storytelling. Like this shit just fucking writes itself, especially with two guys that can talk to each other the way that Arn and Jake do. But using managers just in general is a lost art. Zelina Vega is the closest thing to like a traditional manager outside
I like that.
or inside WWE. And I think
inside WWE.
inside WWE. And what's his name? Bivens from NXT.
Malcolm Bivens. Malcolm Bivens.
Bivens.
I
think
The what is it?
with-
Bivens Enterprise.
Yeah. With,
Enterprises.
he's funny, like he's got it, but he doesn't get to showcase like as much as he should. I think that he could pop absolutely, but we need more managers. Like the stories don't always require like the protagonist to be in the story driver's seat.
I think it's more of a promotional choice, right? Because you have other promotions that definitely excel with their managers. You have Selena La Renta and MOW. And Impact,
Right.
you have Johnny that's with Valkyrie, right? Who's a trainer with Impact. But I think it's the promotion's choice. But I do love the fact that you're mentioning that because even Jericho mentioned that when you had the Dark Side of the Ring episode with Benoit, right? The beginning of the season, he talked about his wife Nancy Benoit and her as a manager valet, the way she played that role, the complexity it added to the storyline. Because essentially, when it comes to professional wrestling, you have one story: good guy, bad guy, two athletes in the ring going at it. Motivation to win. That's what the storyline is providing, the motivation to win. And the more complexity, the more depth of flavor you can add to the storyline, the better. Right? That's why you have a Chris Jericho and CM Punk storyline where they introduce alcohol.
Yeah.
Right? That's why Stone Cold
crazy.
after beating Jake the Snake Roberts, pulled a shoot on him as far as his alcoholism. Because it adds a depth of flavor to what you're watching, what you're viewing, to the experience. And that's what it's all about. So they should be using more managers. I mean, that's why I think Robbie E is managing right now Chelsea Green. He's a talent himself. But you know
No
what?
doubt.
Let's put these two talented people together. Let's see what we can create. How can we change the narrative? How can we change the story? That's entertainment. That's trying to try something different. Take notes,
Moving
motherfucker.
on
I ain't
real
here
quick,
all
man. I wanna close out AEW because we gotta get into this damn card, man. Double or Nothing is looking like it's gonna be a fucking pay-per-view to watch. I'm ready for that ladder match too, by the way. Shout out to Ray Phoenix. He had a match with Orange Cassidy.
Is he gonna make
What's his name?
Yo,
What?
Orange, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy weighing in at about whatever.
Yo, but real quick, now that you brought up Ray Phoenix, did you guys see that crazy dive that Ray Phoenix did?
Oh my
Where
God, he almost
Where
died.
he like
Probably
landed
might
on
not
his
be the
back.
match.
He might not be in it. And then Britt Baker. Did you guys see Britt Baker with the knee injury?
Yeah, Nyla Rose landed on her knee, right? No, wasn't
Yeah,
Nyla? Was it?
no, it was Nyla. Yeah, Chris Santlander and Hero, whatever her last name is. I'm a botch that shit. They picked up Nyla Rose and they pretty much just like launched her on top of
They picked the
Britt
who?
Baker. Un saco de papa le llegó encima. Ay, my
All right,
man.
so real quick, guys, let's get into
So
it real quick. The
Eso no
buy-in.
era Goya porque no
so
estaba
before,
bueno.
before
No estaba
you
bueno.
mentioned,
Eso no era Goya.
you mentioned Ray Phoenix, right?
Oh,
Goya.
okay.
Did you see last week when he's trying
That
to
shit was Irbia.
of Art Cassidy? When he tried to
Oh my God.
Cassidy stepped back and fucking Matrix and shit.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
That shit was hilarious, bro. That's why he fell this week. He was still fucking out of proportion. His equilibrium was fucking shot.
So let's look at this card real quick, right? We're gonna look at this double or nothing. Fucking damn, we would have had the pre-show. So sad. Damn
Very
you,
sad, unfortunately.
damn you. But still, get you if you're in Jersey, all right, and you're gonna watch these pay-per-views. You have to get your wings from Blue 42.
Yeah.
Good grief. Yo,
Shout out to
those
Blue
wings,
42.
shout outs to Blue 42. Their wings are fucking delicious. There's over 100 flavors. JP's mic is off. That's how excited he got. His penis turned his mic off. You see?
Ooh,
They are phenomenal.
Thank you.
his penis
They're
turned his mic off.
That's how excited. So let's get to it, right? Let's talk about
Yo,
card.
before we talk about the wings, shout out, happy birthday to Cass from the Night Job podcast. His birthday
Yo,
today.
my brother.
Old man today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
The
brother.
supporter of the podcast. You gotta get his brothers on here. Gay O, one of my cousins, motherfucker. Anywho,
Ahí te manda una mamá por ahí.
Yay, ese man necesita eso.
Uf.
Blue 42. Yo, those
Ahí te
wings.
manda mi abuela entonces, te manda mi abuela.
Yo, shout out to the Bad Guy Wings coming out soon at some point at Blue
Ooh.
42.
Bad
But
guy
yo,
wings.
it is worth the drive. Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Blue 42. Show support right now, especially during these times. You don't want to watch an event like Double or Nothing without some motherfucking wings.
It's true. It's true. Pick up some wings. So let's get right to it, right? The buy-in for Double or Nothing is the Best Friends versus Private Party. Winner gets a chance at the AEW Tag Team titles. I think Best Friends go over here. I think they get the opportunity to face for the belts. What do you think?
I agree.
Go ahead,
Best
Vic.
friends are on a roll right now.
Yeah, it's got to be the best friends. It's got to be. They're getting
Right.
pushed right now. Orange Cassidy's killing it. Why not, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like nothing to talk about here. Like, it's like, duh. I don't see Private Party really going over. If Private Party goes over, that's a swerve. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, hey, that might be a more interesting story. I just feel like the AEW tag division hasn't been given really as much love as they said they would. You know what I mean? Like, I storyline wise, like Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, like they've just been kind of holding on to the titles. And
Well,
nothing's
all
really
I'm
been
gonna say,
happening.
and all I'm gonna add to that is stay tuned because on Being the Elite, they have been, they've been showing a lot of the FTR lately.
Right.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes,
So
a lot of
that's what
FTR
they're doing.
lately.
Yo, y'all heard about that lawsuit, the FTR lawsuit?
Nah.
All right, so you remember way back when we covered like that the Revival, they left WWE
They
and then
trademarked
they changed their name to like the Revolt or whatever.
it. Right.
Then
for
we
this
found
purpose.
out there was an indie tag team that was already named the Revolt. And then
Right.
they were kind of like, fuck it, like we're the Revolt. They got sued by that indie tag team.
Really?
Yeah, and they were like, nah. The Revolt is what people called us. Our name is FTR, and that can mean anything,
Oh, okay.
right? So it might be Free the Revival, it might be Fuck the Revival. They said it could mean anything depending on the storyline, which I think is a
Follow the
pretty
Revolt.
interesting way to approach your name, right? As the name of a tag team.
Okay.
So
It gives you more
Accurate.
open playing field. You could get away with whatever you want now. It's a smart business move right there.
I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right,
They're
whatever.
smart guys.
In another match, I really don't
Fuck
care
'em.
about Dustin Rhodes and Sean Spears. Sean Spears had the cool ass CNN set, which I thought was
He
cool.
booked
It was.
himself into this match. I love that. I give
Yeah.
him that shit.
I thought it was really cool, like just the use of a segment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that he was able to do that, and honestly, that was the best kind of new segment that wrestling has tried to do. It was better than the SNL shit they tried to do. It was better than that whole Street Profit shit that they tried to do. I thought that Street Profit shit was corny for like 2 or 3 weeks. They did the SNL like weekend update shit. That shit was good. Sean Spears News Network or whatever.
Yeah, he got that off.
Yeah.
Britt
Britt
Baker.
Would you give it a 10?
Oh yes.
Britt Baker, Vic and I were saying, may not
Root
even
Canal City.
in this match. Chris
He probably
Statlander.
won't now after this past week.
So if she can't make it, who goes in her place?
Ooh.
I would put maybe like a Penelope Ford in there.
Wait, hold on. Is there no women's title match?
yeah, Nyla
yeah,
Rose
there
will
is.
be defending
Nyla Rose.
the title.
And Sheeta.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh,
Hiroku
I don't
Shida.
see. Oh,
I don't see
that
why
was
we would
higher
have
up.
Baker match. They probably squash it all together, scrap it. If
That's
she
true.
can't go. MJF versus Jungle Boy. Here's something that I love the build for. I said before last week. I love the fact that the MJF booked this match with Marco Stunt this week because, like, you remember how when you're fighting a fucking stable, you take them out one by one each week leading up to the fucking pay-per-view.
Yep.
And this is what happened here. And now Marco Stunt and MJF had a hell of an entertaining match. And the top heel versus the top mid-carding workhorse. In
And what's gonna happen?
stable, that stable is the top working horse, I think. They all fucking getting that burn right now.
And Vic, what's gonna happen? Right? MJF is gonna beat Jungle Boy with the help of Wardlow. Luchasaurus is gonna come back or come out rather, and now it's Luchasaurus and not MJF. Luchasaurus and Wardlow, right?
Ooh.
Because it works both ways. You
Yes,
go through
yes.
you go through the whole roster, right? Like the whole stable, right? In both directions. Now you don't book
Mortal Kombat,
Luchasaurus directly with MJF. You book Luchasaurus with Wardlow. Have that match. He loses to Wardlow. Now we have like the big boss versus the big boss. That'll be fun.
Going great, man. It's great television right now. I'm fucking entertained. Now, for something that I wanted to. Ooh, so Mischief. In case you haven't noticed, the TA, what is it called? The TIAAA bank field. I don't know I probably butchered it, but Jaguar Stadium is looking mighty fancy.
Tony Khan's toilet, baby.
Yo, if they leave the field like this, I swear to God, I'll buy season tickets.
With the Elite,
Leave it like that. What the fuck?
probably they'll have one
God.
side say the Elite and the other side say the Inner Circle.
Yeah.
It's a
that
stadium
Jaguars will
stampede
blow.
match. I expect nothing less than for this match to go all the fuck over. Like, I expect AEW to make this like a better version of the Money in the Bank.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, even though it's gonna
unnecessary lights and pyro and fucking extravaganza. I want him to fucking build a set for no reason.
just like a crazy entrance ramp
yeah.
that's mad long, like WrestleMania long,
I mean, did you guys hear that
entrance like 40 minutes?
they're gonna have a ring in the 50-yard line though?
Yes.
So that's
right
just
on the
dope.
50s. Yeah.
Right, that's just dope.
Okay.
Oh, so it would be cool. So have the Elite come out from the end zone that says Elite. Have the fucking Inner Circle come out from the end zone that says Inner Circle. Let them meet in the ring, and then let it go ape shit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun
Sounds
match.
like a lot of money.
Thank you, Tony Khan.
What?
Thank you, Tony Khan. Right? Like fucking spend all that money, go crazy.
Everybody losing money already, brother.
Doing fun things already. I like it. Love it. Good shit.
It's
Speaking of
good shit.
This ladder match, fellas. Apparently, there's a ninth open spot.
So, I have a question for y'all. They grabbing for nachos? They're not grabbing for a briefcase. They're not grabbing for a belt. They're grabbing for a chip. We talking about a motherfucking chip? Is it a Pringle chip?
A big
Is it one pop you can't stop? What's going on?
You are you don't play poker, you dumb bitch. Like you don't play poker chips. Like don't you play poker, you dumb bitch? Like
yeah, I play poker. Yeah, I play poker. Rivers Wild, Deuces is Goose. But listen,
There's
who's
never any ladders
chip?
Goldfish. I got goldfish.
Who's playing for chip? How big is this chip? Does the chip have value? Whose chip is this? Is it Chip Ahoy? What are we talking about?
Chips Ahoy.
It's a computer chip.
It's a computer chip.
This dumb bitch. No, man, it's a gambling chip. It's a poker
Or is
chip.
it?
It's
That
an
chip that
opportunity
brings
chip.
Or is it that chip that the government's trying to plant in all of us?
That's the
Ooh,
one. I
chill,
want
man.
Mm.
That chip
You
John
get-
Wick
no,
was
You
tossing
get
around.
Wi-Fi everywhere, bro.
Only when you get aroused. Only when you get aroused.
Wow. Extend that
I
antenna.
definitely, I see them putting Darby Allin for this shit, setting him up. But I would love them to go with fucking Scorpio Sky, man.
So what's the storyline? And I think it matters who that mystery entrant is. I think the mystery entrant is gonna be Zack Ryder.
Ooh,
Matt
Matt-
Cardona, baby.
Is that possible? Or can that be a thing? Or these contracts they're void? That's it, right? They're done.
Yeah,
I think that by now he's good.
I heard there was a
Didn't-
90-day thing though, right? A clause.
Yeah, didn't they get let go like on April 15th?
I don't know, bitch. I'm just saying I want it to be, alright?
You know who doesn't? You know who doesn't have that 90-day clause? Drew Gulak.
Ooh.
How
That'll
do you
be
know
fun.
Drew
You know who
Gulak.
doesn't have that 90-day clause and it don't matter? His brother.
Nah, but he's got some dirty
Stop
shit on
it.
his search history. You don't check
That's
that
what I
shit.
said. It don't matter.
Yo, you know, it's not Ric Flair or Undertaker.
Ooh.
They just signed like
Nah.
70-year deals.
Who?
Undertaker or Ric Flair.
Undertaker.
Both of them are signed to like 70-year deals, right?
So it ain't them. What about Mike Tyson? What if Mike Tyson's just like, I'm a wrestler now? You got it.
Yo,
I just want to
Mike
see the
Tyson,
contract
he's in
signed after the
phenomenal
70
shape.
years.
Mike Tyson's in phenomenal shape, bro. Mike Tyson's about to fight Holyfield again, bro. And he's fighting Shannon Briggs. That's already happening. Mike Tyson look like he's in the prime of his career. Mike Tyson been
That's
taking
a lot.
testosterone pills. But Mike
Gentlemen,
Tyson
are
out
we
here.
unison here? Are we undisputedly gonna pick a winner for this TNT championship? Or are we at odds?
I don't know. Who do you want to pick? I'm not a
Lance
mind reader,
fucking
bitch.
Lance fucking Archer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
something
Lance
tells me that
Archer.
Cody has to be the face of this company that's on TV every week.
Does he though?
If
Does
he can't
he?
compete for the world title, right? He has to have this one, no? Listen to all the
Does
things that
Cody
Archer
Rhodes need
said,
that?
no? It's the guy that changed the business or helped change the business, right?
Yeah, look at all the things that Arn said. Why does he need the belt? He has all his accolades to follow him.
Facts.
And everybody dies.
I think it'll do more for Lance Archer than Cody Rhodes. Right? This company's is Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes could be in any storyline he ever wants ever, and he could just interject himself. It's easy for him. Lance Archer is a credible, very, very credible threat. He's a monster. You've got a really great Jake the Snake Roberts fucking cutting promos for him and like really directing that story. Don't change that. Don't fuck that up.
Oh, no.
Let him be the monster that he is. Let Jake the Snake keep rolling the way that he has. If you kill this, like it's what happens if Lance loses? Then any credibility he has as like a major monster threat, like everybody dies. Well, then I don't see it. He's been there for a short time and he's already got a title shot. You gotta give it to him. I don't know. I think so.
And Lance,
And if you wanna
Lance
know
Archer.
anything else, if you want to know anything else about Lance Archer, bro, they should have catch us shooting the itch.
Itch.
Shooting the
Shooting the itch.
Shooting his itch.
Shooting
Just
the
make sure you
Wow.
were there when
It's
you catch it
crazy.
when he shoots his itch.
The murder hawk. The murder
I think
hawk.
JP was scratching his itch. He was scratching his
The
itch.
murder
That's it.
hawk.
He
The
said
murder
shooting
hawk.
the itch. Yo, he said
Shooting
itch
the
mad hard.
itch.
Shooting the itch.
Shooting the itch.
When you can't catch it, shoot that shit.
Shoot the shoot the itch with 5 exclamation points after it.
It was so hard,
Itch.
yo.
There's the episode title for this one.
Shooting
Shooting the itch.
Our itch.
Speaking about itch, Nyla
Oh,
Rose. Nyla Rose versus Hirako Shida.
No.
Yo.
No. Okay, Nyla Rose. Cena.
Will Nyla Rose
you
shoot
saw
her
scratch it
itch?
too?
Huh? I don't
never had
think
good
Nyla Rose.
Nyla ever.
I don't think Nyla Rose loses this. Compose.
Nyla-
Just everybody get your shit together.
Because the chromosomes or like
Wow.
What's happening, dude? Nyla Rose wins because this is a no DQ count out match, and Lance Archer has the same he got the same thing going as Nyla Rose. All right, Lance Archer and Nyla Rose are parallel. They're both monsters. Both need a win.
You're not helping. You're not.
Don't they,
Nyla Rose
Don't they-
is a monster.
don't they both have braided hair?
Oh.
They have braided hair. That is also true. They also have other similarities. But the fact of the matter is that they need to
Holy.
they need to
Yeah.
win.
the
Right?
main
Like,
event.
you're breeding a monster. They need to win.
The main event has a match we've seen many times before. We've seen
gonna be
emblems of it in different promotions, different levels. John Moxley versus Brody Lee. Mind you, John Moxley's walking into this match without his title. Because Brody Lee's took that shit like he took his girl. Renee,
Ooh.
what you got to say about that shit?
No, no. We
Doesn't
didn't
he
call
call
her.
his title Renee?
You want me to call her?
Doesn't he
You
call his
guys-
title Renee?
Is that
I
true?
can't tie my shoe, but I can scratch your itch.
He said shoot in the itch.
John Moxley.
Nah, nah. That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
Bang,
That's not
bang,
what
bang.
Roll with those.
That's not what he said. That was not what he said. But fine, we'll go with that. That was hilarious. It was
Me
hilarious.
pica. Ponte mentol si te pica.
I do want to ask y'all though. Do you not see any importance in this main event specifically? Because I
I
have
just
one
wanna-
theory here that I want to share with y'all.
I want to express the importance of, especially during these times in this pandemic. Make sure to rub vapor rub on your chest, back of your neck, forehead, temples. Help you sleep well. Make sure to rub vapor rub Vicks. Holla.
Yo, back up
Butter.
microphone, yo. You making sweet love out there. That shit is quickly get shut.
So, listen, JP, to your point, you said we've seen this match before, and if what we're being told is correct, and now that these guys have their freedom, and John Moxley is different from Dean Ambrose, and Brody Lee is different from Luke Harper. It's like saying that when they were in WWE, they were the Pathmark brand of shit at the supermarket, right? We need to see some shit here now, right? Because this needs to be the one, the creme de la creme of Brody Lee versus Dean Ambrose, right? At least that's how I feel. I want to see something good here, and I think
This ha-
it has to happen, no?
It has to be heavy hitting. Like, it's got to be a hard fought match. And it's really like, if you look at this whole card, like, this is a really, really well done card. right? Because sprinkled throughout they have like little storytelling elements, but they've got big matches, right? That Nyla Rose no DQ no countout match, that's a big match, right? The Casino Ladder match, that's a big match. You have the Stadium Stampede, that's a big match. So by the time we get to the championship match, after all that other like there's gimmicks involved or whatever, but like you got hard matches going up. You got MJF and Jungle Boy right doing their storyline. You've got the Elite and Inner Circle doing the Stampede. So like there's big time matches, like there's big moments. This cannot like be undersold. Like this match cannot be shitty. It can't be a
Facts.
whack match.
It's gotta come through. It has to. That's
And
what
then-
I mean. That's
And because of JP's point, right? The WWE guys. This is what we keep seeing is that AEW just keeps booking these WWE guys, right? We saw when Matt Hardy signed. We saw when Jericho ran with the title. We saw Cody Rhodes. Like it's always it's a WWE guy, right? So like this match has got to be like, oh yeah, but those WWE guys are pretty fucking good. Like we got to see them unleashed. So we've got to see like a real Brody Lee and a real Moxley unleashed. Real quick, before I see the floor, fucking Brody Lee. How do you guys really feel about him? Because I'm not digging it as much as I was.
No.
Nah, I
Okay.
thought the potential was much better than what we're getting. I'm not convinced that Brody Lee, like his character doesn't make total sense to me. Maybe that's the thing, right? Like I know that he's like a Vince kind of dude, and he's also running the Dark Order, and those things don't mesh well. Like the Vince McMahon gimmick with the Dark Order leader with what he looks like.
It doesn't click, right?
I'm not.
Like
I'm
two,
not.
two different things.
Yeah, I feel like those are three different characters that are meeting. I don't know. I'm just not fully convinced about his role. Is that just me?
Maybe.
So this is the one intriguing thing I have about this potential matchup and the differentiation between their matchups and the E, right? Is that Brody Lee has the Dark Order to his disposal. So they can interfere. They're going to have some type of involvement in the match. Because if not, what is this different from any other John Moxley, Dean Ambrose match we've seen, right? Didn't we just see on AEW last week him fighting in the crowd? So you need to add another element to it. And Brody Lee could be that Kangas Khan where you have to reach to the top to get to him. Remember, he has his belt. And I think that's where they failed this week is that they should have shown Brody Lee with the fucking belt, stunning on it, eating fucking breakfast off of it, doing what he wants with the belt because that's his belt, as per him, right? And you need to see fucking John Moxley fighting to get his belt back, pissed to get his belt back. I didn't see John Moxley pissed this week. John Moxley had a little hoop earring in his ear. You're not mad if you got a little hoop earring.
Come on, Michael Jordan.
I look good, but you know what I mean? He was watching The Last Dance. He got inspired. But I'm saying, if you put a hoop earring, you're not that mad. You know what I'm saying? If you lost something, personal to you, like your belt, you don't got no time for hoop earring. You put a stick there for closer, bro. Put a Q-tip.
And that's all the time we have for you folks this week. Speaking of goddamn time, Pretty Chubby, tell them what they're going to do for us on YouTube.
Check us out on YouTube at Heels, Pops, and Chairshots. Don't forget to like, review, hit that subscribe button. And if you love us, hit the little alert button. And every time we go live, you'll get that little alert button. Check out all our new episodes. Check us out on HPC2 Suite on IG and Twitter. And guys, this weekend for Memorial Day weekend, check us out on Pro Wrestling Tees, HPC Pop Tees, and enter that promo code DON to get 20% off. Check us out, guys.
Woo! 10 count of 10 toes. See y'all next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, we love y'all.
Oh, eso sí que está sexy, maní.